ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजाता सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेव श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे भगवती प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं अहोनन्दायते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरम्। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 5, Verse number 2, 452. Krudashudastaustha utaha sadhujati. 452. 2. Krudashudastaustha utaha sadhujati. Jatam tadedvahani shato krodocisham. Utkritya rudra sahashotito hasam. Gambhiranado vishasarjatam bhuvi. Kruddha sudastau staputaha sadhujati. Jatam tadedvahani shatograrocisham. Utkritya rudra sahashotito hasan. Gambhiranado vishasarjatam bhuvi. Kruddha sudastau staputaha sadhujati. Jatam tadedvahani shatograrocisham. Utkritya rudra sahashotito hasan. Gambhiranado vishasarjatam bhuvi. Anybody would like to recite?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
I'm sure.
Prabhu, Sunday we have they have discussed 4.5.4 Prabhu.
4.5.2.
4 Prabhu. Diskinson Prabhu told 4.5.4. He said it doesn't have purport, so
Because the other
sorry Prabhu.
With the fifth one, right?
So 4.5.5.
Yeah, I was told 5 only. Okay. अव्याप्त एवं कुपितेन मन्युना स देवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम्
सदेवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम्
मेने तदात्मानम् अशङ्करं हसा
मेने तदात्मानं शङ्करं सः
महीयशां तात सहस्रविष्णुः
महीयसां नाथः
Anybody would like to listen?
स एवं कुपितेन मान्या
अज्ञात
एवं कुपितेन मान्यया सदेव देवं परिचक्रमे विभुम् सदेवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम् मेने तदात्मनम् असङ्गरं हसा मेने तदात्मानम् असङ्गरं हसा महीयसां तात सहस्रविष्णुम् महीयसां तात सहस्रविष्णुम् एवं कुपितेन मन्युना
अज्ञातमेवं कुपितेन मन्युना
परिचक्रमे
सदेवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम्
तदात्मानमसङ्गरं हसा
मेने तदात्मानमसङ्गरं हसा
तात सहस्रविष्णुम्
महीयसां तात सहस्रविष्णुः
अज्ञात एवं कुपितेन मन्युना
अज्ञातमेवं कुपितेन मन्युना
सदेवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम्
सदेवदेवं परिचक्रमे विभुम्
एतदात्मानम् असङ्गारं हसा
मेने तदात्मानं सङ्गरं हसा
महीयासं ततः सहस्रविष्णुम्
महीयसां तात सहस्रविष्णुः अज्ञातः being ordered evam in this manner kupitena angry manyuna by Lord Shiva who is anger personified Saha he Virabhadra Deva he who is worshipped by the demigods
He is worshipped by the demigods.
Parichakrame
Parichakrame
circumambulated Vibhu Lord Shiva meaning considered Tada at that time Atmanam himself Asangaram Hasa with the power of Lord Shiva that cannot be opposed Mahiyasam of the most powerful Tata my dear Vidura Saha strength Sahishnam capable of coping with Translation purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Maitreya continued, my dear Vidura, that black person who was personified anger of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he was prepared to execute the orders of Lord Shiva, thus considering himself capable of coping with any power offered against him, he circumambulated Lord Shiva. We read the next one. Together. Anviyamana Saturudra Pashadare Vrisham Nadadhirvyandat Suprainava Udyamya Sudam Jaganantakantakam Samprapta Bhushana Bhushanam Anviyamana being just translation. Many other soldiers of Lord Shiva followed the fierce personality in a tumultuous uproar. He carried a great trident, fearful enough to kill even death, and in his legs he wore bangles which smeared to roar. We need one more, a few more. So together. अथर्वजो यजमानसदशिवा Brahmavimena Buddha Erarajo Iti Pujascha. At that time, all the persons assembled in the sacrificial arena, the priests, the chief of the sacrificial performance, and the brahmanas and their wives, wondered where the darkness was coming from. Later, they could understand that it was a dust storm, and all of them were full of anxiety. Vatanavanti nahi shanti rashyava prachina bharhi jivati vogradanda gavo nakalanta idam kuto rajo loko tunakim pralayaya kalpate. Conjecturing at on the origin of the storm, they said, there is no wind blowing and no cows are passing. Nor is it possible that this dust storm could be raised by plunderers. For there is still the strong king Barihi, who would punish them. Where is this dust storm blowing from? Is the dissolution of the planet now to occur? Purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Specifically significant in this verse is Prachina Barhil Jivati. The king of that part of the land was known as Barihi, and although he was old, he was still living, and he was a very strong ruler. Thus, there was no possibility of an invasion by thieves and plunderers. Indirectly, it is stated here that thieves, plunderers, rogues, and unwanted population can exist only in a state or kingdom where there is no strong ruler. When, in the name of justice, thieves are allowed liberty, the state and kingdom are disturbed by such plunderers and unwanted population. The dust storm created by the soldiers and assistants of Lord Shiva resemble the situation. The dust storm created by the soldiers and assistants of Lord Shiva resembled the situation at the time of dissolution of this world. When there is a need for the dissolution of the material creation, the function is conducted by Lord Shiva. Therefore, the situation now created him by him resemble the dissolution of the cosmic manifestation. I was recently reading Srimad Bhagavatam, which kind of the calculation of time in Srimad in third canto Bhagavatam. Third canto Bhagavatam, I was reading that chapter. There it says when the dissolution comes, one thing it says is the ocean swells up. And I was thinking, like, if you see Michigan, so much water around and a small island. And if you see India, it's like very dangerous. Like, correct, right? Like 100 times water, like maybe more, and a small island. So if these oceans swell up, how much time does it take to cover the earth? It's like a small piece actually in the map. So much water, and they are very high depth. So I was thinking if they swell up, it's so easy to conquer the earth. And I was thinking these big things and everything is so nice. Now. Once that's what Bhagavatam says. When dissolution comes, the ocean swells up and cover the whole earth. It just struck me. And another thing also, um, Lord Shiva also in the form of Rudra, he take the fire from Sankarshan. Because Sankarshan, Lord Shiva comes from Sankarshan. And Sankarshan, Anantashesh, Sankarshan is in the bottom of the universe. And he released fire with his 1,000 hoods. And all the Rudra, they are in a dormant state. And when they become very active, when the dissolution comes, so they take the fire from the mouth of Sankarshan because they are servant of Sankarshan. And that's why Sankarshan is the in charge of false ego. If you see Anirudh, Pradyumna, Vasudev, Sankarshan, Anirudh is in charge of mind. Sankarshan in charge of false ego. So Lord Shiva takes the power of the in charge of false ego from Sankarshan. Just like Lord Ganesha take the power of removal of obstruction from Nrsimhadev, because all the power comes from the Supreme Lord only. And that's why we pray to Lord Shiva when we go to Vrindavan to please because he checks how much false ego. That much false ego, that much Dham is not revealed. Full false ego, no revelation. No false ego, you see Krishna's master is there. So he takes the charge of the false ego. And also it is mentioned, he is sitting, there is another verse, he is sitting in our heart. And false ego is manifested by his energy. Basically, he is the in charge of that. So he takes the fire from the bottom of the universe and throws all over. And that he does stand up. That's Rudra. That's so here there is the sacrifice still going on. Sati just left the body. The news reached through Narad Muni to Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva became fierce, very angry. Um, and Lord Shiva immediately took a hair and threw onto the ground. And from there came this black personality with very, very fierce golden hairs and bangles that were like roaring. And then he asked Lord Shiva, how may I serve you? So Lord Shiva says, cut off the head of Daksha. So he and all the messengers, the bhutas of Lord Shiva, they all started marching with Sankirtan and started going to the sacrifice. And when they were approaching the sacrifice, everybody became very scared. It was bright light. And it is said lower planets, no sun. I was thinking, how can we live? If you go down below Earth, no sun. So where the light comes down, comes from the hood of the snakes. And there is no day and night there. It's all dim, gloomy. I was like such a depression actually. And there it said, Bhagavatam says, one time Sudarshan Chakra came there. And the ladies, when they saw the Sudarshan, that much bright they haven't seen, they had miscarriages. So it's like that much gloomy darkness. But again, it is said, although it is gloomy and dark, it is more opulent than heaven. That's why it's called Bilva Swarga. Just so wonderful to hear about just the description of Bhagavatam of all the planetary systems. So there it is very bright actually, upper planetary system. And then this dark person coming and everybody became very scared. They were like, where is this? Like a dark dust cloud, where is it coming from? Maybe the universal destruction has come. Now again we see Lord Shiva became angry and he wanted to kill. Actually, he gave an instruction to cut off the head of Lord Daksha. So I was thinking, Lord Shiva is full of compassion. And sometimes it is seen like there is a story where one devotee, he did something wrong. One disciple of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told one of another disciple to throw him out of the temple because he did some mistake. So this devotee, the other devotee who received the instruction, he paid obeisance to Saraswati Thakur and he left. So Saraswati Thakur said, Arey bhai, why are you leaving? I told to throw him out of the temple. He was very upset with this person. Then the disciple who was leaving, he said, Guru Maharaj, I know after I throw him out of the temple, you will lament very much. And I cannot see you like that. So since I cannot follow your instruction because I know what will be your state, although you are doing this. And so Saraswati Thakur says, why are you leaving? He said, because I cannot follow your instruction. The instruction you gave me. So I decided, because I cannot follow the instruction of my Guru, let me leave. So this is like, I was thinking the mood of a disciple who understands the mood of Guru. So sometimes one may, like Lord Shiva or even like senior devotees may take an angry role, but actually they never stop loving. And it is the nature of Vaishnava that whenever they become angry, they actually feel very bad. So instantaneous things may come. So we see here also Lord Shiva when later on he asked to kill Daksha. And another quality of a Vaishnava is he gives shelter to anybody who takes shelter of him. He never ban anybody from shelter. And he forgives even before the forgiveness is asked. These are the natural qualities of a Vaishnava. So see Lord Shiva when he went there, then Daksha actually offered little bit prayers. And Lord Shiva immediately became very compassionate. So, and then Lord Shiva said, the next head I will find, I will give it to you. And then he found a goat, he took the head of a goat and gave it a goat head. And then he offered beautiful prayer. This is a mood of Lord Shiva. This is a mood of all the Vaishnavas. He's the best of Vaishnavas. But then this devotee Sati was like tortured so much. So then he became very angry. But later on, he showed full of compassion. Today morning, I was hearing this beautiful pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Um, um, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami says, Chaitanya Charitamrita has three parts: Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, Antya Lila. And he says the best among all the three parts is Antya Lila. Because in Adi Lila, Madhya Lila, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu fulfilled the external reasons, which is to spread the holy name, and came because of the call of Advaita Acharya. But in the Antya Lila, he actually fulfilled all the three internal reasons, which is taste the sweetness of Krishna and the mood of Srimati Radharani. Those he tasted in Antya Lila. He was mad with ecstatic love. So there, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami quotes Raghunath Das Goswami. Um, and Raghunath Das Goswami quotes in one of his books, he says, when Sri Chaitanya, when he mad with ecstatic love, when he is loving towards the Chataka Parvat, just that sight maddens me. Raghunath Goswami says. So this is like, we hear Krishna Lila is very advanced, but God Lila is more merciful. It is relatively easier to like hearing God Lila will not agitate anybody. And hearing God Lila, you can same, but God Lila is an entrance to Krishna Lila. And remembrance of God Lila can come by hearing of God Lila. And Ante Lila is like so many maddened passing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So one time what happened, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he went, it was night time. So Mahaprabhu went to the ocean, and then this ocean waves were glittering because of the moonshine. And immediately Mahaprabhu remembered the waves of Yamuna. And Mahaprabhu was like, he immediately jumped and he wanted to meditate on the pastimes of Krishna and Yamuna. So he jumped there. So the devotees, they became very much concerned. So Sarup Damodar Goswami, he came to Gambhira, and all the door is locked and everything is locked. The walls, if you've been to Gambhira, it's all locked. Just one door is there. Everything was locked, but no sound was coming. So Sarup Damodar asked, Govinda was outside. So Govinda would stay whole night. Like they would have shift, just like Prabhupada, there was shift. Whenever there was a shift. So Govinda said, the Lord is inside. Sarup Damodar said, no, the Lord is not inside. When Govinda said, no, he's inside. He went there and said, I'm sitting here. He's inside. When Sarudama said, no sound is coming. Whenever the Lord is inside, the sound always comes. So he's not inside. The Govinda became scared. So Saru, the mother told Govinda, break the door. So the door opened the door, the Lord is not there. The Lord escaped. The Lord went to Yamuna and he jumped into the Yamuna. So all the devotees, they became like where the Lord is. So they made groups and they started going, is the Lord in Jagannath Mandir? Garuda Stamba. So it's night time. So one group, they went, Sarup Damodar is searching everywhere, and the leader, and Ramananda Roy, and all of the associates of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They went to Garuda Stamba, Jagannath Mandir, Lord is not there. Maybe he is in Tota Gopinath Mandir. So they all went to Tota Gopinath Mandir, the Lord is not there. Maybe he is in Chadak Parvat. They went to Chadak Parvat, he is not there. Maybe he is in Narendra Sarovar. So they went to Narendra Sarovar, the Lord is not around. Maybe he is in Jagannath Vallabha Gardens. So they went to Jagannath Vallabha Garden, the Lord is not there. Oh, so then they were thinking where the Lord has gone. Maybe he is by the shore of the ocean. So they went to the shore of the ocean, the Lord is not there. Then they started thinking where the Lord has gone, where could he go? And they searched, and the whole night passed. And they are searching everywhere, everywhere. And they became more and more concerned. And Chaitanya Charitamrita takes this like third last or second last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita until Lila. So then they thought that maybe the Lord has ended his pastimes, and maybe he's not there. And everyone started becoming more and more morose, and they became more and more frantic, searching for the Lord. And then they started searching the Lord, and then they thought maybe the Lord has gone to Konark Mandir. So there were groups and they were going in different places. And as Saru Damodar Goswami was walking by the shore of the ocean, then Saru Damodar Goswami, he saw a fisherman. And fisherman was mad and his hair stood on end and like bulb जल जाता है like the fisherman is like ganja so Saru Damodar said, sir, there was some symptom. There was some hope. They said, sir, where are you coming from? Why are you behaving like this? He said, actually, in the night, I went to the ocean and I was searching for fish. And I found a big fish. And then I touched the big fish. I brought it to a shore, but it was a corpse. And this corpse is not usual corpse. He's like long. And his hands are like far away, and the bones are separated, and the skin is in the middle slack, and the legs are far away. Middle in the slack, and his body is all white. And as soon as I touched the corpse, immediately the ghost entered me, and then my hair stood on end. And I became mad. And then I'm saying, Hari, 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 Hari. So I'm going to look for an exorcist. Exorcist is भूत को भगाने वाले जो पंडित लोग होते हैं, कौन exorcist? I'm going to look for an exorcist. So Sarudamodar Goswami understood the entire situation. So Damodar said, I am the number one exorcist in the universe. And then I'll cure you right now. And he put his hand onto the head of the fisherman. He chanted some mantras. And then he gave 3 tight slaps to his parts. So the fisherman was a little bit pacified. And Saruda mother explained that now you are pacified, my dear son. Let me tell you, this is not a ghost or this is not a god. This is the Supreme Personality of God who has appeared. So fisherman became pacified. Fisherman said, Sir, I have seen the Lord many times. This is not the Lord. I could see from his hand, from his legs, his whole body is deformed. So Sarudamodar said, this is the symptom of ecstatic love. This is happens with his hand slack and skin slack, his hand elongated to 3 to 5 cubic feet and skin slack, and these are symptoms of love. And when you touched him, because the bhav of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu entered your heart, and that's why you have become married with ecstatic love. So he felt very happy, this fisherman. So Saru Damodar said, take me to the Lord. So they took everybody, the whole group, to Lord Chaitanya. And he said, this corpse, his eyes is always open. And sometimes from his mouth come gong, gong, gong. And sometimes he's like unconscious with open. Sometimes he says gong, gong, and then form comes out. He's something for giving all this description. And Saruda was like, Pakka, he said, take me to the Lord. So they all went, and the Lord was, his eyes open, he was fully covered. So they immediately, the Lord was wet the whole night he was, and it is said the ocean wave was taking the Lord wherever the waves wanted, like a dry wood, if it is hanging. So wherever and the Lord was going in that direction. And then he brought him to the shore. So they changed the undergarments of the Lord and made him fresh. When they had fresh saffron outer chadar, they spread it around, and they made with dry undergarment, they made the Lord sat on it. And they all started chanting the name of holy name Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, into the ears of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Lord Chaitanya, it is Chaitanya Charitamrita describes, sometimes the Lord is in internal mood, sometimes he is in Ardha mood, Ardha half external, sometimes he is in external consciousness. So Lord was in internal mood, and when the holy name entered his ears, it took some time. Till the time the Lord did not hear anything. After some time, the holy name entered the room, and he became into Ardha consciousness. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started speaking like a madman. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I went to the bank of Yamuna. I went to the bank of Yamuna, and Lord Krishna entered the Yamuna, and Lord Krishna was surrounded with so many gopis. And then he started describing a very deep pastime of the Lord on the bank of Yamuna. And then Lord speaking such an elaborate pastime, 100 verses, that much big pastime. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described. And then that pastime, I don't have adhikar to discuss. Maybe Shankusha Prabhu can discuss that pastime because such a deep pastime. Actually, Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami is the one who wrote the essence of Krishna's pastimes in his book Govinda Leela Amrita. And everybody was so much attracted by reading that book. Then they said that you are the only one who is qualified to describe the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami had a diary from Raghunath Das Goswami. And he personally heard from Raghunath Das diary of Sarup Damodar. And he personally heard, and Raghunath Das Goswami also wrote And there is no written description of the Ante Leela, and that is the most important part. If you see Chaitanya Bhagavat, Adi Leela, and then quick and end because of the books. There is no description, and the devotees will only absorb in Adi Leela, so they will not hear the ecstatic love, madness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Raghunath Das Goswami personally witnessed all these pastimes. When Saru Damodar is going, Raghunath Das Goswami said, he is the servant of Saru Damodar. So Raghunath Das Goswami is personally witnessing all these pastimes. So he is describing, and that's why, I mean, he has such deep love, Raghunath Das Goswami. That's why he says, when I see the Lord raising his hand as golden form and running towards Chaturanga Parvat, that scene again and again awakens in my heart and maddens me. And this also we see that Narottam Das Thakur, he went to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave love of God to River Padma to give Narottam Das Thakur. So Nitai came in the dream of Narottam Das and he said, Narottam, go to River Padma, love of God is waiting for you. He was blackish complexion. He took the bath and he became golden. And then Sarup, and then Raghunath, and then Narottam Das Thakur was coming back. And Raghunath Das Goswami is sitting and the parents are watching and he is crying. So they made him under a servant that don't let Narottam, because he was the only son. Only son. Father was a king. Khetari, Khetari, right? Only son. And then he is becoming mad with Lord Chaitanya. And Narottam was also saying, he's like on his knees and crying, and he's like, Lord Chaitanya is not leaving my heart, and he again and again maddens my heart by his ecstatic pastimes. What do I do? Where do I go? This is the mood of Narottam Das when he was youth. And Bhagavan Das Goswami also says Lord Chaitanya is like maddening. He again and again awakens in my heart and maddens my heart. What do I do? And same Krishna's Kaviraj Goswami writes. So after describing the whole pastime, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came out, and Sarup Damodar Goswami told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, my lord, you are speaking like a madman. After in Arda Bhaya, he spoke the entire past. And he's like so absorbed and he's telling what happened, what happened, what happened. And when he came out, then Sarup Damodar Goswami said, my God. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I was there. Why did you bring me here? So Sarup Damodar said, my Lord, you were here only. You actually went into the ocean, and you were searching for you all night. What do we do? And now we found you. Now please come home. Such a like I was not there, I was here only. Then Mahaprabhu was very saddened that he came out into external consciousness, and they took him home. So these pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, this Bhagavatam, it is said Bhagavatam is masters. Chaitanya Charitamrita is PhD. Vaishnava song is postdoc. So the entire essence of Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita is captured in this. The mode of bhakti is actually captured in the Vaishnava songs. So that's all. Okay. Anything anybody want to say? And all we can do is chant our 16 rounds. Proper, there's many rounds, so many rounds, and hear about the Lord. Actually, we were discussing, me and Shanish was discussing. Um, God Govind Maharaj, he went to Italy. This is 1994. 1996, Maharaj left the body. So 1994, he went to Italy. And then Maharaj was chanting. So some devotees came inside. And Maharaj fully absorbed in holy name. So these devotees were looking with amazement. And Maharaj said, the goal is to develop taste in the holy. And most of the time, devotees are not focusing on developing their taste in the holy name. And that's why everything remains external in our life. So these devotees asked Maharaj, Maharaj, how do we develop taste in the holy name? So Maharaj said 4 things. Maharaj said, if you do these 4 things, you will develop very quickly taste in the holy name. So first thing Maharaj says is avoid associating with devotees who are critical, who are envious. Avoid associating with them. Or those who speak bad about somebody else. Avoid associating with such devotees. Second thing, Maharaj said, is get up at 3 a.m. and chant your 16 rounds before Mangal. Third thing Maharaj said is go out and preach. And then the fourth thing, what was the fourth thing? Oh, my phone is not there. Anyways, हाँ फोन दे दो फोन में लिखा हुआ था एक्चुअली सॉरी ब्रो Maharaj said avoid associating with critical envious devotees and politically minded devotees. Political minded devotees are they love to speak about somebody else to somebody else and then they hear from somebody and tell to somebody else and they like taking so much pleasure in discussing about somebody to somebody and telling and they just love these things. These politically minded devotees. And most of the times I have seen when devotees come together, the last thing they discuss is Harikatha. You all agree? Very rare to see devotees. I saw one devotee whenever he comes. Prabhuji, today I was reading this book. What an amazing realization of. He's always speaking about Bhagavatam. So when I'm with him, I have to speak about Bhagavatam only. Anything else I say, I said, Prabhu, you are a great Vaishnava. But there are so many devotees, they love to speak about somebody else. And the problem, and see this, see this, see this, see this. The Maharaj says, please don't associate those who are political minded, envious, and those who are critical. Just speak bad about somebody. Maharaj, don't associate with them. Take care of your spiritual life first, because everything else you will have to live in this world. So Maharaj, first focus on your spiritual life. Whatever we have, taken away, right? Whether it's dhanam, wealth, whether it is followers or disciples or followers, or whether it is janam, dhanam, or sundarin, whatever attachment we have. I was thinking this material word is like, चक वो देखिए आपने गेहूं पीसने की मशीन सो है ना एक वो होती है जिसमें बीच में ऐसे रोलर्स चलते रहते हैं everybody is crushed. So I was thinking it's like I was considering this earth like a spherical, and this earth is rotating, and then these rollers, and everyone is crushed, and then new birth, and then goes and crushed, and then new birth and goes and is crushed, and then goes and is crushed. So every time it's like this is like whatever life of, and everyone is going to the same chakka, 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 again and again and getting crushed. This is what Devata said. Devata said this material world as Martya Loka. And then when people come to this Marte Loka means, all we get is, what does Mahaprabhu says? Please pick me up from this ocean of, Mahaprabhu says, ocean of death. In Siksha Ashtakam, we hear, my Lord, please pick me up from this ocean of death. And this. So this is what Mahaprabhu is saying to this word, ocean of death. But then us chakke mein na, we become very much absorbed in many external, अरे पता नहीं कब हम भी उसके अंदर चले जाएंगे. हमारा से take care of spiritual life first, because everything will be taken away from at the time of death. And then get up by 3 and chant 16 rounds at once without offense. Then Maharaj will go out and preach. Maharaj said, if you do these 4 things, you will quickly develop taste in the holy name. Go out and preach. So, bro, first is avoid associating with critical, envious devotees and political minded devotees. Second is take care of your spiritual life first, because everything else will have to leave in this world. Get up by 3 and chant 16 rounds at once without offense. Go out and preach. And the mood in the holy name in morning only develops. In the afternoon, so difficult. Actually. In the afternoon, the mind says so many things have to be taken care, so many services are in place, and this. And in the night, it's like somehow I have to get finished. I'm so tired, I have to sleep, and these many rounds are remaining. It's more like बस खत्म करना होता है actually when it is late in the night. In the morning, it's like ashram, take shelter and try to hear the name. And Anything else? Sajid? Anybody like to add anything?
So the three instructions are very specific. But the last one you said, take care of your spiritual life. Kind of like, can you elaborate on that when you say take care of
Amara says take care of your spiritual life first. So I think it's like prioritizing. So many things comes up in our life and so many desires comes. So I feel like Maharaj is still give priority to your Krishna consciousness. And other devotee. Yes.
that means all the other three things, give the priority to all the other three things.
And whatever else comes, Krishna first and other things later. It can be like so many things I have to take care, and there is other Govinda Madhava say. So take care of your spiritual life first. I felt like so many priorities comes. No? There is seva also, so many other priorities also comes. Maharaj said, this is the only thing. Everything else will go behind this, the thing which is the crux. So if possible, I met one devotee. This devotee, he only speaks about Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Mahaprabhu's pastimes, Krishna's pastimes, that's all. So I asked him, Prabhu, this is a service, can you do it? He said, Prabhu, my Guru Maharaj told me to never say no to any service. So he's like, whatever you tell him, he does it. And
Whatever it is,
he does it. Because his Guru told him, never say no to any service. And then whatever he is asked, he will do. Very wonderful. He's a Spanish actually, but very wonderful. He's always speaking. And then he personally serves because he's of Seva Bhav. He personally serves Jayapataka Maharaj, personally serves Sachindan Maharaj, personally. And he has served so many. Inadana Maharaj tells him, wherever I am, if you are there, come and help me. So he's like, because of his Seva Bhav, he never said no to any service because Seva Bhav, all the sannyasis, actually those who have Seva Bhav, they, everybody recognizes, oh, this person is Seva Bhav. So everybody likes to hang around with those who have Seva Bhav. And those who are, they're like, all at Hare Krishna, I'll do no Dara. Actually, those are Seva, everybody wants that. So because of his Seva Bhav, he gets so much chance to serve all this and all these sannyasis. And he, like in the morning, he has full morning program in his home. He has Giriraj and Girirani, like his Guru gave him to Govardhan Shila. Does Abhishek to them every day, and then Tulsi Puja and that. And then I asked him, I don't know what kind of personality he is. I asked him, he said they have a son. So he was serving in a temple, and then we pay him something for the construction work he does in the temple. So we're paying him something. So he said, oh, I don't want to ask, but there is no money to buy diapers for my son. If you can give me $20, $30. I said, oh, what is your home situation? So we don't have anything. And I said, oh, you should get some job and do something. He said, yeah, we'll see. I just want to do something which Krishna centered. And that's how whatever comes in the mind. Very ashamed to ask anything, but unless some situation come like this. And I'm like, your wife doesn't get disturbed. Wife is American actually. I said, your wife, she's also Brahmin initiative. I said, your wife doesn't get disturbed by you. He's like, once in a while she gets, then I calm down by discussing Krishna's pastimes with When I speak Krishna's pastime with her, then she is very good. And then we are pakka bro, good. Very simple minded devotee.
modern day nursing method.
Huh?
Modern day
So it's like, so whenever I'm with him, we will discuss about Krishna only. अब बाकी कोई वक्त आते हैं ना, प्रभु जी वो देखो वहाँ ये प्रॉब्लम है उनके कारण ये हो रहा है ठीक मतलब दैट आल्सो डील तो करना पड़ता है but then you want to be around devotees who discuss Hari Katha or so, thank you. Yes.
Sanjay, I wanted to share. You mentioned about the Akavalika, the below the earth, there is no sun. But we are seeing here on the earth also, they probably don't need sun to grow things now. Hydroponic, they won't need earth itself, just the water, things will grow. There are vertical things and artificial lights. There are greenhouses. So initially I was thinking, how is it possible without sun, how the vegetation, because it's more opulent. So there has to be a way of growing things and other paraphernalia. But now then my mind kind of had thought, either be ऐसा ही हो रहा है, right? You are able to grow things without, so and like Brahmaji and the arrangement is so fine and so fine-tuned, things are manifested in a way that is conducive for that environment. So I just want to share. Thank you. Lord.
When you were speaking, I was thinking of Kali Yuga progresses. No rain, no water, everything is desert. Wow. So hard to live in that environment. ग्रंथ श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय. We'll end on soon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Very much.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dhanwad.